Amma grew up believing that life was something that simply happened to people, not something they chose. She watched it happen to her mother, who always said, "Maybe next year," and to her father, who once had big dreams but traded them for safety. Amma didn't blame them. She just learned early that hope could be dangerous if you held it too tightly. As a child, Amma was quiet but observant. She noticed things others ignored: missed chances, half-finished plans, doors that were never opened because people were afraid of what might be on the other side. Even then, she didn't know why these things bothered her so much. She only knew that something inside her whispered, "There has to be more than this." But whispers are easy to ignore when life gets loud. By her late 20s, Amma's life looked fine from the outside. She had a stable job, paid her bills, and smiled politely when people asked how she was doing. Inside, though, she felt like she was slowly disappearing. Days blurred together. Weeks passed without meaning. Every morning felt like she was pressing the snooze button on her own life. Then one ordinary evening changed everything. It was raining heavily that night, the kind of rain that makes the world feel smaller. Amma was on her way home when her phone rang. It was her friend Lena, breathless with excitement, talking about a business opportunity she had discovered. Lena spoke quickly, passionately, as if time itself was chasing her.
Ama bareli listenet.
She had heard this before. Opportunities that sounded good but led nowhere. Big promises followed by disappointment. When Lena finished talking, Amma said the word she always said, "I'll think about it." That sentence had protected her for years. It kept her safe from risk, safe from failure, safe from hope. But that night, something felt different. When Amma got home, the lights were out. There had been a power cut. She sat in the dark, listening to the rain, replaying Lena's voice in her head. Not the details of the opportunity, but the certainty in her tone, the belief. Amma realized something unsettling. She hadn't said "I'll think about it" because the idea was bad. She said it because she was afraid. Afraid of making the wrong decision. Afraid of trying and failing. Afraid of discovering that even her best effort might not be enough. That fear followed her into sleep. The next morning, Amma arrived at work early. Too early. The office was quiet, empty, still. As she sat at her desk, she overheard a conversation she wasn't meant to hear. Two managers were talking about layoffs. Names were being mentioned. Futures were being decided in whispers. Amma heard her own name. It wasn't definite, they said. But nothing ever is, until it is. For the first time, Amma understood something clearly. Safety is often an illusion. That day, she barely worked. Her mind raced with questions she had avoided for years. What if she lost this job? What would she do? Who was she without it? And then came a harder question. What if she stayed? Weeks passed. The layoff rumors faded, but the feeling didn't. Amma felt like she had been given a warning, a quiet one, but unmistakable. Life had tapped her on the shoulder, and she could no longer pretend not to notice. Lena called again. This time, Amma listened. Not just to the opportunity, but to the story behind it. How Lena had failed twice before. How she had lost money. How people had laughed at her. How she had almost quit, until one small decision changed everything. Amma felt something shift inside her. For the first time, she didn't say, "I'll think about it." She said, "Explain it to me again." That decision didn't change her life overnight. In fact, it made things harder. Amma invested time she didn't think she had. She studied after work when she was already exhausted. She woke up earlier. She failed more times than she expected. At one point, she lost money, enough to make her question everything. People noticed her struggle before they noticed her growth. Some warned her to stop. Others mocked her quietly. A few openly asked why she was wasting her time. Even her family worried she was chasing illusions. One night, after a particularly bad setback, Amma sat on her bed staring at the wall. She felt foolish, angry, tired. She thought about quitting. And then she remembered the darkness of that rainy night. The fear. The realization that safety had never been real. She asked herself a question that changed everything. Would I rather fail trying or succeed at nothing? The answer came without hesitation. Amma didn't quit. Instead, she adjusted. She learned from her mistakes. She asked questions she was once too proud or too afraid to ask. She began to see patterns others missed. Opportunities hidden inside problems. Lessons disguised as losses. Then came the twist she never expected. The opportunity she had focused on wasn't the one that changed her life. It was something she discovered along the way. While learning, Amma realized she had a gift for explaining complex ideas simply. People began asking her for help. First one person, then another. Soon, she was mentoring others, without even realizing she had become someone worth listening to. That realization scared her more than failure ever had. Because now, success was possible. With success came responsibility, visibility, the risk of being judged not for trying, but for winning. Amma hesitated again. This time, the fear was different. She stood at another crossroads. Stay small and comfortable, or step fully into what she was becoming. This time, the decision was faster. She stepped forward. What followed wasn't a straight path upward. There were losses, betrayals, moments where she trusted the wrong people, times when she almost burned out from carrying too much alone. But something had changed permanently. Amma no longer waited for life to happen to her. She chose. Years later, when people asked Amma what changed her life, they expected a dramatic answer. A big break. A lucky moment. She always smiled and said the same thing. I made one decision differently. Not the biggest decision. Not the perfect one. Just a different one. And that difference made all the difference. Because life doesn't change when everything goes right. It changes the moment you decide to stop living on pause.